walked into a room having a certain thing you wanted to do? When you get there, you have no recollection of why you went there in the first place or even what you were doing. Your mind is blank. Imagine this happening for hours on end, days, weeks, even months. Alzheimer's disease is much like this, but is an irreversible disease that affects a person's memory, thinking skills, and everyday skills they once thought to be routine. This disease affects many worldwide, but my grandpa's battle with this disease hits close to home. You are losing and grieving while providing care because Charlie isn't Charlie anymore. This is a statement made from Associate Professor Jacqueline Frank of LND's Center for Aging and Community. This is 100% true while watching my grandpa live with Alzheimer's and our family taking care of him until he passed. Dealing with my grandpa's disease was heartbreaking, watching him have to endure not being able to remember what he wanted to say, struggling with speaking, and not being able to remember who we were. My grandpa struggled with not being able to remember things he wanted to say. This awful disease destroys the memories one may have. My grandpa also struggled with speaking. My grandpa can no longer speak in complete sentences without the help of my grandma interpreting what she thought he may have wanted to say. My grandpa would also call us all by different names and think that we were all strangers to him. We all struggled with my grandpa not knowing who we were at times. This was hard to endure for all of us. My grandpa's battle with Alzheimer's made him struggle with his memory, his ability to speak, and remembering his friends and family. Though my grandpa's battle isn't the only one in the world, his affected me because I had to watch this terrible disease take over his life. Alzheimer's disease hurts the family dealing with someone who is affected with this disease. One reason is because Alzheimer's affects a person's memory. Alzheimer's disease is as mean as a disease can be. It doesn't cause physical pain, but it robs people of the most fundamental things that make them human: their memory, personality, and their ability to think. This is a statement made from publication of Current Health. The second topic I would like to address is the deteriorating memory of a person dealing with Alzheimer's. The loss of memory for a patient can include the memory of their loved ones, familiar faces, and even their childhood. Alzheimer's affects the way a person remembers their loved ones. The patient may not even remember their family or friends and get confused when approached by them. It can be very overwhelming for them, which makes the patient get confused with the faces that they've known for long periods of time. Some Alzheimer patients cannot even remember what they've done a few seconds ago, minutes ago, weeks ago, much less their childhood. Some patients even get confused with past and present and think that they are a child living in their childhood rather than being in their present life with the people in it. Alzheimer's destroys a patient's memory of the ones that they've once held dear, their familiar faces that they've once known, and their childhood memories that they used to know. Along with many other side effects, Alzheimer's deteriorates a person's everyday life skills. This disease is relentless in its attack, spreading eventually to all parts of the brain, not only causing nerve cell death, but also tissue loss and a dramatic shrinking of the brain. This is a statement made from publication National Underwriter Life and Health Breaking News. This is what causes Alzheimer patients all around skills to deteriorate, causing confusion while performing a task or accomplish speaking, and which turn ties to their memory. Imagine you are doing something as routine as brushing your teeth. Then one day you wake up and you grab your toothbrush and you have no idea what this thing is or how to even use it. This is what this disease feels like for its victims. The thinking skills of the patients no longer work as they did, and they can no longer function like they did before. Their speech is compromised because it makes them frustrated because they lack the ability to speak like they normally could. Alzheimer's disease destroys a person's thinking skills, whether it be performing a routine task that they normally could do, or compromising how they speak and the delivery of what they're trying to say. Dealing with a family member like myself with my grandpa having Alzheimer's is heartbreaking to say the least. When you think of a loved one, you think of all the things that you loved about them, whether it be their humor, their laughter, their hugs, and the kisses that they give. This disease strips them of the personality that you love. Alzheimer's disease affects a person's memory, thinking skills, and the ability to do things that they once thought was routine. This disease, though still incurable, deserves to be talked about because so many worldwide are affected by it, and I believe that it is our job to make an effort to let more people know about it and try and find a cure for ending Alzheimer's once and for all.